Hi friends! I want to take a few minutes to talk about another good way you can help your ride leader on rides you attend. A lot of us want to just show up and go without thinking so much. That's why we want a ride leader, right? However, you should consider being a little bit more prepared by understanding the route that is selected and having it loaded on your navigation device prior to the ride. If you don't have a navigation device, that's fine. You can also print out a cue sheet and have it handy for just in case. So how do you do that? First, you go to the home page and click the Rides button. You're probably familiar with this page. You scroll down and you see the buttons for the different days of the week that we offer rides. Let's click the Saturday Rides button. When you click that button, the full list of Saturday rides will come up. And you get a lot of good information. Again, you're probably very familiar with this information, including the distance, the level, a description of the ride, expectations of the ride. But what I want you to see more specifically for this discussion is the queue number and GPS number indicated at the top here, these last two columns. So as you scroll through, you'll see that some rides will have a GPS link. As we scroll down a little bit further, we'll see some rides actually have a queue number too. That refers to the number of the cue sheet that's in our ride library, which we're going to go through in a little bit. So let's pick Becky's ride. She has both a queue number and a link to the ride that takes you to the Ride with GPS application. You don't need an account to open up this link, so just click it and the route will be displayed. So from here, you have a few little navigation things that you can do. You can click this plus to zoom in and see which roads in particular are going to go on. If you're not that familiar with the roads, you can scroll back out and just see the general area that you're going to be riding in. You also get the specific distance you're going to travel and the amount of climbing that you're going to do on this ride. You also get a little profile down here at the bottom that shows you where the climbs are and how steep they are. That's the percentage that you see indicated. That's the grade. Alright, so if you don't have a navigation device, you just want to print out a cue sheet, you can go up to this More link at the top, click on it, and select the option Print Cue Sheet. When you select that option, a very rudimentary cue sheet appears, and as you scroll down, you'll see a link that offers you the opportunity to print it. So when you click that, it just opens up the print dialog window, and you can print it to your local device. Now, another way you can get to the cue sheet is from the Rides page. Let's go back there, scroll down, and you'll see a button that says Cue Sheets. So we'll click that link. This is the ride library that we have. We have over 300 rides in here, which you can use if you ever want to lead a ride. But we want, for now, ride number 228. That's the ride Becky selected. So let's scroll or navigate to, I'm going to guess it's on page 8. You might have to do a little clicking to get to the one you're interested in. We scroll down, and here we go. Route number 228. We click the PDF link, and it opens up a fairly nice presentation of the cue sheet. So you can print that out as well, which is a nicer version. Now, if you do have a navigation device such as a Garmin, and we're going to use Garmin for the sake of this demonstration, you can download two types of files to your device so that you can get navigation cues as your ride proceeds. Again, if you don't have a device, it's a good idea to get one. If you're not good with technology, I suggest the Garmin 200. There's probably going to be a lot of people out there who would disagree, but I like it because it's insanely affordable and it is the most inexpensive thing you can find online. It's only about $80 at the maximum, and it offers breadcrumb navigation in addition to the ride statistics that, as a beginner to navigation, you're going to probably need. Just average speed, maximum speed, climbing, elapsed, and rolling times. Hey, look, I'm not paid by Garmin, but battery life is the best around on the Garmin 200, and reliability in my experience for navigation seems to be superior to the devices that have all the bells and whistles. And hey, if you have the bells and whistles device, you probably don't need this video, so don't be a hater. Okay, let's go back to how do you get the file that you need onto your device. Now you have options: export a TCX file, or if you go under More again, Export as File gives you other options. I'm going to stick with TCX file because that's the the type of file that I used for my device, and most Garmin devices will also accept the TCX file. You click on TCX file, the orange button here, and it downloads the route in that format. You can tell that it's downloaded. So now you have your device plugged in through USB to your computer. Open up your navigator, your file navigator. In my case, it's a Windows navigation. So you find your device, Garmin Edge 200, and you'll see a bunch of files when you click on it. There's activities because it records the activities that you do. It's courses you've already loaded. And the folder that we want to focus on here is new files. Now, go to your downloads folder. If you have an Apple computer, obviously it'll be a different setup, but I'm sure you can figure that out. Now I see the TCX file that I downloaded. I'm just going to right click and copy it. Go to my Garmin drive, click on Garmin, get that whole list of folders again, open up the new files folder, and here is where I'm going to paste that file. Might take a few moments to download it. And now there it is. Now, once you unplug your Garmin, you can turn it on and you'll navigate to the courses section on whatever Garmin device you have, and you'll see that that cue sheet is now loaded for you to use during navigation. I'm just going to plug my Garmin back in just so you can see. After you disconnect the Garmin device from your computer, if you navigate to the folders again, you'll see the new file folder is empty now, and the course number 228 is now loaded into my courses. So when I'm using my device, all I have to do is from my home screen on the device, go to courses, scroll through, and I'll find cue sheet number 228. Now, for more information on how to use your specific device, go to YouTube, because there are people everywhere sharing how-to information on these devices. It just takes a little bit of patience, and you can also ask a friend. Now, since we were talking about printing out a cue sheet as an option, I just wanted to show you that there are things called cue sheet holders. It's very old-fashioned, it's a little bit cumbersome, but if you wanted to have a cue sheet with the printed out instructions right there for you to look at, which I don't necessarily advise anymore because it can be distracting, you can actually buy something to attach to your handlebars. So lastly, let's just ask the question, why do you need a cue sheet or a route? Look, most rides are no drop, but stuff happens, and maybe the ride leader has a mechanical or becomes ill. Maybe you need to cut the ride short. Just be prepared. All right, thanks for listening. If you have any questions, just send me an email. Thanks. Bye.